Orlando, Florida, where the best basketball players in the world meet to play in the bubble. But as the game returns for them in a sanitized environment, they want us to know that the movement for social justice remains in the forefront of their minds. And that message is clear every day in every press conference.
It's imperative that we focus on what's really important in the world, and Breonna Taylor killers still roam around free.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
Justice for Breonna Taylor.
The same energy that we have on the floor is the same energy that we have towards having justice for Breonna Taylor.
We still want justice for Breonna Taylor's killers.
My answer is going to be justice for Breonna Taylor. That's going to be my answer for everything.
We want to make sure that Daniel Cameron will arrest the cops and officers involved with Breonna Taylor's death.
We want to continue to uplift people like Breonna Taylor who are victims and haven't received the proper justice that they are due.
Following protests in the wake of George Floyd's death, players have been given the opportunity to add words representing racial justice and social reform to their jerseys. There are even different language options, and white players like Kyle Korver and Alex Caruso using Black Lives Matter.
I chose to say their names to understand the people that have been affected and still are being affected by social injustice and systematic racism.
I have education on the back of my jersey because when we send our kids to a school that may be underfunded, teachers that are underpaid, we look at the facilities, the resources that kid has, we're already setting up our youth for failure. It's always about making it out. It shouldn't be about making it out. We should empower the people of our communities regardless of where they are.
For some players, words on a jersey in any language just aren't enough.
I have decided not to. With that being said, I hope that my last name doesn't go on there as well. With no message, with no name, it's going back to like who I was. And if I wasn't who I was today, I'm no different than anybody else of color. And I want that to be my message.
It doesn't really make that much of a difference for me wearing it on the back of jerseys. I'd rather do it through words.
A lot of people kind of use this analogy talking about Black Lives Matter as a movement. It's not a movement. When you're Black, it's not a movement. It's a lifestyle. Unfortunately, in America and society, there ain't been no damn movement for us. There ain't been no movement.
It isn't just the players keeping the conversation going within the bubble.
Off the court, having conversations about what is going on across the country in terms of the Black Lives Matter movement, and more importantly, how can I continue to educate myself and help our players educate themselves so we can really create the kind of change that is sustainable.
Every day of the year has some anniversary of some event of racial injustice or systemic oppression. A big part of making progress is to talk about things that have happened.
We just take it in amongst ourselves to talk as men, a little bit better and a little bit more, and just be vulnerable and open with each other.
With the July 17th passing of civil rights leader, Congressman John Lewis, head coaches tell their players stories of his tireless work for equality.
Congressman Lewis, he was always ready for the fight in a good way, made sure that he never gave up, and he continued to push this country in the right direction.
I just told the guys to take a look tonight, just go online and read about him, all the things that he experienced during the Jim Crow era, and in so many instances he was with Dr. King when so many things happened. I mean, just a great man that fought for a lot of things that we're experiencing right now.
I'm very proud of our players, black and white. We cannot allow this talk to die down with all the rhetoric that we're getting from the White House and other places.
With the eye of the world on the NBA, the league has united beyond basketball, together for racial and social change.
Being able to see what's really going on in our country, and not even really see what's going on. I've already known it, but I feel like this year really made me step up as a person and as a man, as a black man.
I think, basketball is secondary. It's our job. Obviously, we have a responsibility to fulfill those obligations, but it's also our job to fulfill and protect our neighborhoods and protect the people that look like us and come from places like us and don't exactly have the same voices that we do.
And the more people you have, the bigger the voice is.
I think the bigger impact it could have on whoever's watching. Collectively as the NBA, we're showing unity. And we hope it spreads to each and everybody that reaches out and watches us while we're playing in this bubble.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.